Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk Money Show. This is the show where we talk about money, and today I am really honored to have a great artist with me. So today we're actually going to talk about the investment in art, and I would like to actually introduce you to my guest by just reading how he sees the investment of art. And he says, a relation between the creator and the admirer is the most complex and unexplainable that ever had existed. Without words, there is an incredible, magnificent communication that reflects the inner passion between them. The art you buy from an artist is not simply an object, but it is an investment. It is an investment in a piece of heart and soul, and even a piece of the creator's life, because the piece of art is not only created as a result of hours of errors and experimentation, but also years of frustration and moments of pure joy. Art is the most valuable way of communication, with knowing that the admirer and creator can live or understand it in a different way, knowing there is no right or wrong, only a strong power of connection. And what a wonderful way to actually start my show. So, Vincent, welcome to my show. A really honor to have you here. And would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure. Thank you very much for inviting me for this interview. I'm very honored and humbled. So my name is Vincent Messelier. Um, I started in 1992 a cash collecting office, and I sold it in 2011. Now I'm an artist. I'm international awarded, and I'm exhibiting my artworks all over the world. So I made career switch in 2008, and then in 2000 I decided to go professional to follow my passion.
Wonderful, and thank you so much. And I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better guest, because my show is all about money and making sure that people actually enjoy what they do. And if you can just start off by explaining how difficult was it for you to make that choice to move into art? Because so often we hear, and a lot of parents normally tell their children that they actually have to take a job where they're going to take money. And here you are as an artist, and it is possible to make money out of art. And what type of emotions did you go through when you made that change?
Hmm. It's a big difference because I was in the numbers and money world all the way, and then I go into the colors. I'm a self-taught artist. I did not go to the academy before, and I just started painting in 2006, my first painting, without knowing the difference between acrylic, oil, gouache, what. So I just started painting, and I felt really alone that feeling on the canvas. And I used palette knives, and I was in love directly with this medium, and so I go on and follow my passion for the rest.
Wonderful. And why did you, if I just may ask, why did you choose to actually go into money management? And so that was your previous job. How did you choose to do that first?
It's very strange. My father was a bailiff, and he wanted me also to be a bailiff, but it was very difficult period because I was studying law school, and my mother died the beginning of the school year, and I had a very rough time. So afterwards, I went to the army, and I did some sales jobs and so on. And then I decided to go start up a cash collecting office because it was one of the first in Belgium offices who started this up, and it was also something really new for me. And with some help of other guys who worked for me, and you never can do something alone. You always need help, and you have to surround you with specialists. That's what I.
Wonderful. And yes, so as you can see to my viewers, I've got the most amazing guest today, and it's amazing to actually have an artist who's got a background in money to talk about the investment of art. So today I want to share with you, and Vincent is going to help me understand how do we actually invest in art. And that is why I wanted to read that first paragraph and introduction, because when I saw that on Vincent's website, I really thought, yes, that is so important, because that's what art is for me. I normally buy the artist and what they do on the canvas rather than just it has to speak to me. But I mean, a lot of people don't necessarily see investing in art as an investment. When we actually think as normal people of investments, we think of museums and we think of these wonderful paintings that actually hangs in the museum. But there are other ways of investing in art, and that's what I would like you to share with us today. How do you work with your paintings, and what does it mean for an individual to invest in art?
First of all, if you like art, if you want to buy art, you have to like it. You have to love it. And after 1 week, you still have to love it. My first painting I sold to a friend of me more than 2 years ago now, and I asked him, "How are you with the painting? How are you feeling? Is it still on the same place in your living room?" And he's very happy to say, "Yeah, I like it, and I still like it, and I will love it for the rest of my life." And this is what art is. You don't have to buy art because people say it's a good investment. I don't sell art as an investment. I sell art from my heart. I make it, and I want to make the people love it. If they don't like it or love it, they don't have to buy it. And afterwards, I do my best for all my clients to become a famous artist. It's not easy, but I won already more than 70 awards worldwide, and I'm still moving up. Only in the 5 or 6 years, I'm a professional artist. So an investment, you have to like. If you buy a television, after you can move the channels, but an art piece on your wall in your living, you have to look at it every day and every moment, and you have to know it. Otherwise, don't buy it.
Yes, and so often we actually forget that that is what art is all about. But sometimes we also look for the meaning. What did the artist mean by the painting or the photograph? How do you actually see it from the artist's point of view? Is there a message that you want to give somebody who buys your painting?
Sure. First of all, you have to look at the title I make. So I'm always painting mostly at night with some good music, with some good vibes of jazz music or whatever. And what I put on canvas is always pure emotions of the moment itself when I'm painting. But digital art is the same. I mix where I see all the themes of matters of the world that's happening around me. I make some statement about uh, like, the universe, what's happening, things around. Let's say it- it's about ecology. Very important. I'm very concerned about the world, what's going to happen in 100 years, 200 years. So I'm very aware of the weakness that people are doing in the world now. And you have to look at our planet on a tremendous way because it's a very, very nice planet to live on. And we want to keep it like that.
And do you have a theme that you actually use, or do you actually go with inspiration from inside? Because I've seen the artwork on your website as well. There's
Mhm.
various types. Like for instance, I've seen the planets. I've
Mhm.
seen the horses. So, what actually inspires you? Is there a certain nature or something that pulls you?
Everything. Everything is that is beautiful. I try to make something on my own and my own vision of it. There are a lot of teams I like, and even when there's something new I don't know, I will look after. I will try out, and everything. What is nice is worth painting and worth making an artwork. Oh, so It's depending on the moment. What I see, I travel a lot. I take a lot of pictures of cities, things other people don't see. And then I make an exclusive artwork that people think about it. What is that? And if you when you look afterwards with another look, you see other things.
Okay. Okay. And so I've seen you've done quite a lot of exhibitions from all over around the world. And
Hmm.
do you normally, when you do an exhibition, do you use as time to actually produce for a specific exhibition, or do you use from your collection?
It depends. Sometimes there are themes like now in Bari there is an exhibition about narcissism. So I made some artwork digital about narcissism. So it all depends on the themes, whatever it is an exhibition about portraits, and it's not my kind of stuff. But otherwise, it is abstract or it is digital, it is movie, video, art. It all depends on where you exhibit and what you are attracted on.
Okay. And which exhibition was actually your favorite so far?
The most important or the most impressive one was in New York on Times Square, where we were, but I was not there. Unfortunately, I was on another exhibition in Amsterdam. But there was a projection of one of my artworks on the highest building of Times Square, 60 uh, more than levels high, on the highest building, and it was projected in the night, and it was very colorful. So this was the most impressive. I had a friend who took the picture of it. I was glad he was there. The other one was on the Louvre, and Vatican Museum in Rome also was also very impressive.
Okay. And then you've actually designed your own method and your own medium. Do you want to bit explain how did you come about that? So
Yeah, it's
your
very
style
strange.
of painting.
It's easy because I'm not an academician. I did not follow the lessons or whatever. I just tried out something with my palette knife, and I always found out that you can recognize the meridians. So you have vertical stripes and lines and horizontal stripes and lines. So you can always recognize my style. And this one is called Meridianism. This is in more than 40 art books for museums that is recognized. And so it was a more coincidence that I did this because I don't know other styles or whatever. And so I invented this style.
Wonderful. And do you think that your background in money actually helped you to become a very well established paying artist? Because
I
some
think that's
artists
the,
make it and some don't. And what is the sort of the secret?
Yeah, I think the big difference between me and other artists who are academicians and who are not entrepreneurs. I'm more an entrepreneur than an artist itself because I go to the people, I open the door myself. I went to Dubai. I want people, visit people. I'm not afraid to have connections and to use my network and open the door myself to introduce myself. Other artists have to wait, or they need a manager, or they need a gallery. I do it all myself. It takes a lot of energy and time, but it's also part of the job, and that's why the difference between me and the other artists.
And that's good advice because I think that happens with all artists. So not just painters, but with books as well, authors as well.
Sure.
There is a lot of work that you have to put in to market yourself and to
Mhm.
establish your brand and to establish yourself. So that is definitely.
It,
I think it has to happen. Like with any other business, you have to market your business.
it is the most difficult part, and most artists do not have the skills for doing this. In my other job, I was the marketing man, and I was the salesman, I was the manager, I was the CEO. I did it all, and I run with good people, and that's what I'm doing now. Also, I can afford me now to work with people who help me out. So I started second line. I started. cooperations with floral design. I started the design collection for clothing line. I'm starting a business with chocolate where I print my art on it. So, and there are a lot of things going. And with art, you can go all the way, whatever. If it is creative, it's good.
Yes, and that's true. And I mean, a lot of people actually do want to buy art, so they want to. They also want to meet and interact with the artist, so that helps a
Sure.
lot. Yes.
Yeah, sure. You have
So
to
where
be there. Yeah. If you go to an exhibition and the artist is not there, you're not going to sell because they want to see you, they want to meet you personally. You have to be there.
Yes, and that's why I read that introduction, because I do believe when you buy a painting, you buy a piece of the artist,
That's
and
a
that's
fact.
why you buy the painting. So I really loved that that
Thank you.
description, and it was a brilliant introduction to the investment of art. And it's
Mhm.
not just money investment; it's that whole joy. And every time you look at the painting, you have that joy and that experience. So,
Yeah.
where's your next exhibition? Tell us a little bit more about your next exhibition.
The very next now is in Bari on 4th of March in Mercataro. It's a gallery I work for it more than 5 years now. It's a digital video I spread. You can see it there, and you can see it on the website.
Fantastic. And so I actually want to play your video. So what I am going to do is when we finish, so I'm going to end the when we end the interview, I'm
Mhm.
actually going to then share the screen, and I am going to play
Thank
your
you.
video because I actually want people to see the photos that you do put on your website. So
Mhm.
that will be a nice way to introduce your art to my viewers and then
Thank
to
you.
end the show. But I still have a couple of more questions.
No
So
problem.
and when did you actually discover it, or did you always know that you had art as a lover?
No,
But
totally
you,
not. Totally not. When you ask my friends for the lessons of aesthetic, I was bored and I didn't care. And I hated museums. I hated paintings. I didn't. It's only in 2006, with my first divorce in my life, I started painting for. I don't know how it comes, but I said, yeah, this is something. If I could live on this, I would be very happy. And that's why I sold my company. I said I don't gonna do it for the rest of my life. And now I have a passion. I told everyone I will work till I'm 95. So because it's not working, it's a hobby, it's a passion, and it's not feeling like work.
and I think that is the main thing that I want to bring across to our viewers. And it doesn't really matter whether it's art or anything else, that if it's your passion, it does
That's a
not
big
feel like
difference.
work.
Mhm.
And you can really look at any industry in the world, and somebody would have made money out of it, and somebody would have lost money out of it. And none of us actually know what that secret is, but I certainly believe it's the passion for what you do and your love of it. If you then learn how to make it a business, that's when the hobby changes into a
Yeah,
successful whatever you are. And I think that's what makes the world go round as well, is we're all different and we all have different passions. But
that's
if we
fact.
live out our passions, and I'm hoping that in our generations to come, our new parents will actually encourage our kids to follow their passions, whether it's an artist or a dancer or a teacher or an IT person. Hopefully they will encourage them
Yeah, it's all
to
about.
follow their passions. So for our young kids and our young people who actually wants to go in art, what would you like to leave them with and give them maybe encouragement on how to follow their passion?
Oh, you cannot force it. Um, I have a kid of 10 years and he learned to play football. After 1 year, he stopped. Then he played, what was it again? He started something else otherwise. But, a kid has to be a kid. If you want, if you want really and you like it, he will do it. But you never can force it. So it's very important that the kids are doing the things they like, and if they, yeah, it was music. He was learning. guitar lessons, and after 1 year also he didn't do it. I'm a musician also. I like music, and I didn't had the opportunity to go to music school, and yeah, he didn't like it to do it, and I'm too old now for going into it. But I think kids have to be kids, and if they have talent, they really will explore themselves.
Wonderful. And thank you so much for being on the show. And thank you so much for sharing your
Marjolein.
beautiful art. And I do want to actually encourage our people to follow their passions and to have the courage. And thanks for being an example of it is possible, because everything is possible in life. We just
That's
have
a
to follow
fact.
our
You
passion.
just have to believe in it and work hard, never give up.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to play your video that's on your website, where people can actually see your
Okay.
art. So I'm gonna play the music, and then I'll change the screens, and then people will be able to see it.
Okay, thank you.
Vincent, thank you so much for the interview today. And I think that was a wonderful way to actually end the interview. So thank you so much. And
Thank you.
I'll say thank you for my viewers for watching. And I hope you've enjoyed Vincent's art as much as I did. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for